So, welcome everyone. Welcome to Physics by Aaryan. So, the people who do not know me, I'm basically Aaryan Mehra, and you can check about me. I have done my masters from IIT Delhi. Okay, you are not able to hear me, Preeti? Okay, so I am audible to everyone, right? I asked that, right? Everyone can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Great, great, great. So, I was saying that I have done my masters in physics from IIT Delhi, and then I went on did my PhD for 8 or 9 months in IISc Bangalore. Okay, IISc Bangalore. Then I did my PhD for 8 months, and then I quit that PhD because of my passion for teaching, and then I joined teaching full time for JEE and NEET aspirants, as well as here for my CSR net and GATE aspirants and JAM and JEST aspirants. Okay, so all of that. Okay, so that is very brief about me. Why I'm taking this session is very clear that yesterday the JAM exam happened, and many of you are satisfied with JAM, and some of you are not satisfied with JAM. And there is one goal in mind right now, and that goal is how to qualify the JEST exam, which is coming, and that is this time roughly only 3 weeks you are getting. Okay, so you have 3 weeks to qualify your JEST exam. Whatever you can study, you have to do in 3 weeks, and not even a single free movement is there which you can spend because the time is already very less. So first of all, we will understand that what is JEST required from us, what is JEST exam, and what they want from us. Because today a lot of BSc students are joining and they are not very well aware about the JEST examination. So let me give you a brief idea. So your JEST examination will happen on the 3rd March. Okay, so if you calculate the day, you don't even have a 3 weeks completely. So JEST is going to happen on 3 March, and very first thing that you have to understand is JEST is not an IIT JAM exam. So if I make a list of IIT JAM versus JEST here, so it's a very different exams. So in an IIT JAM syllabus, if you just study the IIT JAM syllabus, you cannot qualify JEST exam just based on the IIT JAM syllabus. Because in JEST syllabus, the syllabus is more. Okay, the question levels is even more. The level of question is more, question level. Number of questions are less. So in this, there are 60 number of questions. So in this, only 50 questions are there. So in JEST, you will see that there are two sections. So you will see that part A and part B. So in part A, what will happen is you will roughly have 25 questions. And in part B also, you will roughly have 25 questions. I am telling you the pattern which was happened in last year, and we are expecting that same this year also, the same pattern will be repeated. So in part A section, what happens is that you have every question for 3 marks. Okay, so this total gives you 75 marks. And in part B, what happens is every question is for 9 marks. So you can do the mathematics. This will roughly give you 225 marks. So you can clearly see the total marks in the JEST examination from last year is 300. Initially, it was a completely different setup. Now they have completely shifted the JAM pattern. Now all these 50 questions, so total 50 questions are there. So all these 50 questions are now going to be MCQ. Okay, and you're going to get your exam in computer based mode in the same way you gave the JAM exam. So in the similar way, you will also have your JEST exam. It will be on the computer screen and you will get your paper something like this. So in this 300 marks, what kind of paper is going to come? What are the subjects? So the subjects, yeah, so negative marking is there for 1 minus 1 by 3 for everything, means 1 by 3%. So if you do the wrong in 3 marks, you get minus 1 mark. Okay, and if you do the wrong in 9 marks, you get minus 3 mark. So 33% of negative marking is there in an entire paper. Okay, now let's move on. So if we look at it, what happens in a JEST examination? So in JEST examination, part A section and part B section, both are, you can say, are based. So two paper happen in JEST. One is for integrated PhD and one is for PhD. So what is the difference between integrated PhD and PhD? So integrated PhD means, let's say you are done with your bachelor's. So your BSc is going to be done. Either it is already done or it will be done this year. Okay. So once your BSc is done or about to be completed, then you can join in the top institutions. Which institutes I'm talking about? So I'm basically talking about TIFR. I'm basically talking about IISC. Basically talking about HRI. I'm basically talking about ISERS. I am basically talking about SN Bose Institute. I am basically talking about NISER, and the list is long. Okay, in TIFR also you have many TIFR Hyderabad, ICTS, which is the greatest institute for theoretical physics, right? So all these institutes you have, and many of them also offers astrophysics as your major. So you can even join as an astrophysics researcher. Many of them offers quantum technology. Many of them offers quantum computing. So all those fancy fields about which you are interested in, all of these are being offered in these institutes. So if you want to do a research in India, this is basically the premium institutes where you are going to get all the resources, all the money, all the people which you need for your a very good academic career, right? If you have a dream that one day I will become a professor in IIT, or let's say you yesterday you gave an IIT jam exam and somehow it did not went well, and then you just after you came out of the exam hall you said one day I will become a professor in IIT. So then this exam can help you in that to start your journey, because once you do your PhD from these kind of institutions, then your chances to get a faculty position in IITs or even better institutes is very high. Okay, it's not guaranteed, nothing is never guaranteed, so but it's very high. Okay, now what happens in integrated PhD? So in integrated PhD you get an admission in two courses, combined courses, and that course is known as MSc plus PhD. MSc plus PhD. So when you get an admission, you are getting an admission for MSc and PhD together. So roughly for 1.5 year your MSc will keep on going, and then roughly for 3.5 year your PhD will go on. So that roughly makes an idea of 5 years, 5 to 6 years. Okay, more or less it is 5 year, or more or less maximum it can go up to 6 years. So for these 5 to 6 years, after you are done with these 5 to 6 years, you will get master's degree as well as you will get a PhD degree, both together. Okay, and the best part of this is that if you do a MSc separately and if you do a PhD separately, you need 7 years. 7 years. In this way, you can complete your PhD in 5 years. Also, so you save your 2 years. Second, very good benefit of this is that in MSc you do not get paid if you join IIT. Let's say, so in IIT, what happens is you have to pay 1 lakh, 1.5, 1.25 lakh per year to survive there. Hostel, mess, food, living arrangements, and all of that. Your fees, all other expenses, you need 1.5 lakh every year. But in this case, what happens is, let's say you get into TIFR or IISc, you are going to get 21,000 rupees per month in TIFR, 15,000 rupees not per year, per month, per month, per month in TIFR, per month in IISc. So this is your monthly stipend you will get in MSc itself. So in your MSc itself, you will start earning 21,000 rupees from TIFR, and if you join IISc or ISERS, you are going to get 15,000 rupees. Okay, so once you are getting this money, you are completely independent, and now you are doing your masters, and also you don't have to worry about any future exams. For example, let's say you do not want to give GATE, you do not want to give NET, you want that surety right now. So then you enter into these institutes, and then your PhD admission is also guaranteed. You don't have to again give an exam and get an admission in PhD. Okay, so that is one more benefit. And once your master's is done and you are in PhD, after 1.5 year, once your master is done and you are promoted to PhD, then your salary becomes 37,000 rupees per month. Then you will start earning 37,000 per month in your PhD degree. Okay, and that is also again converted to 42,000, I guess. I'm not very sure about the number. Something changed. So after your 2 years in PhD or 1.5 year in PhD, again your salary is increased. Okay, so when your PhD will be done, you will be earning this much money, and then you can directly go to the top world's institutes for postdoc. Like you can go to MIT, Stanford, all those big names you have heard for your postdoctorate degree. And after 2 or your 3 years of postdoc is basically not a study, it's a job, right? So if you have any questions, keep typing the questions. I'm looking at the chat box actively and I will keep answering them. Okay. So anyone having any question, keep mentioning that in the chat box. I'm actively looking at the chat box, right? So this is the benefits of Jest. Let's say you do not want to get into PhD right now. You are not sure that I'm not sure if I want to do PhD. I just want MSc. So there are some institutes also which are just giving MSc based on Jest. For example, HRI is giving. For example, SN Bose is giving. Yes, Max Planck Institute. Many people go to Max Planck Institute because Max Planck is a very easy institute for people in ISERS, people in TIFR. Max Planck is like a very easy institute for them. Okay, so HRI and SN Bose institutes are those institutes which are also just giving you the MSc degree. Okay, so if you want to leave after MSc, you can leave. Okay, but if you want to continue after MSc, you can keep continue after MSc and you can join PhD. But not every institute gives you that freedom. For example, TIFR does not give you freedom that you can leave after MSc. Okay, now what is happening here is right now that after, so once you know that this is about your Just examination, now let's talk about that what is going to come in a syllabus. What syllabus exactly we are going to get? Okay, so some people are asking some questions. Let me take that first. Sir, please discuss about the syllabus. Yes, I'm going to discuss that, sir. Okay, good. Sir, what about those who are about to start Just plan, analyze, learn, just to? Yes, I'm going to come to that plan itself. But yeah, if we join IIC or ISER for PhD from other colleges or university, then the stipend no. For PhD from other colleges. Other colleges means if you are joining IISc or ISER from whatever college you are coming, stipend is same. They don't see that from which college you are coming. As long as you are joining these institutes, stipend is same. Okay, so they are not looking at your previous college. Fine. So now in Just exam, your syllabus is basically divided into many parts. One is mathematical physics. We all know that. The second is classical mechanics. The third is EMT. The fourth is thermo and stat mech, right? Thermo and stat. Then we come as quantum mechanics. And then in the last, we have electronics. So basically, there are 6 subjects. In mathematical physics, you can say that, okay, I studied mathematical physics in JAM also. So is it similar? No, it's not similar. Some extra topics are there. The level of questions are difficult, complex analysis, all of these things you have not done in JAM. So you have to cover that part in your as a part of Just. More or less 1 or 2 questions of mathematical physics you will see that which is exactly as the JAM. Other questions will be different. They will ask from Fourier transform, Laplace transform. They will ask from complex analysis. All these topics are not covered as a part of the JAM syllabus. They are asking from the special functions. Then comes classical mechanics. In classical mechanics, you have done Newtonian mechanics, basic laws. But in Just they are going to ask Lagrangian, Hamiltonian, special theory of relativity. They are going to ask you about the central forces, all those topics. Then in EMT, you can say the syllabus is same, but the level of questions is almost pretty much same. So EMT is one subject which is similar for JAM and Just both. And because in EMT, they are also asking optics. So that is also a part of JAM syllabus. In thermo and stat, thermo is same as JAM, but in statistical mechanics, it's completely different. Statistical mechanics you have not covered in detail in your JAM course because in JAM, it's not that much detailed. You need canonical partition functions. You need basically canonical ensemble, microcanonical ensemble, microstates, little bit of Bose-Einstein condensation, all of that you need. In quantum mechanics is completely different. You are aware about the very, very basic quantum mechanics, but in Just there is advanced quantum mechanics starting from Dirac notation, going to the time evolution, then going to the one-dimensional potentials, then going to the three-dimensional potential, which is not a part of JAM syllabus, then going to the perturbation theory. And in electronics, again, you can say that syllabus is similar. So if you are very good in electronics in JAM, then you can do the electronics of Just. But the kind of questions JAM and Just are asking are different. Okay. Now let's take some questions before I move forward. Sir, I am BSc pass out 2022. If I clear Just an interview, will my age become? No, age is not a matter at all. You even 27, 28-year person can join this course. Sir, I have already joined a PhD in SRM University. According to you, how about doing a PhD in SRM? Aishwarya, you are not going to like it, but please leave that. Okay, because these days academic field is very competitive. No one is going to give you much credit for your SRM degree. IISc also gives MSc Life Science. Can I use just physics core for this course? No, they have their separate exam. We have only about 19 hours for just 19 hours. Okay, 19 days you means forever. If you choose three subjects with high weightage, which would you choose? Okay, I will explain that. Sir, I am BSc final year, but just syllabus covers MSc topics too. What I am supposed to do? Okay, this is a plan I am going to give. No, atomic physics, molecular physics, and nuclear physics is not the part of just syllabus. Hi sir, I wish to get into ISc for integrated PhD for astrophysics. Jam utna acha nahi gaya. How to do revision for just? Okay, so just plan you are asking. I am to give you just. Phase trajectory is important for just. Yes, it is very important. Perturbation time independent. Yes, time independent and time dependent both are there. Okay. Okay. Yes, Smile, I got your idea. Okay. Will this year exam pattern be similar to that of like 3 marks? It does not matter. They can change the marks, 1 mark or 3 marks, but more or less 50 questions will be there, and you are going to score that in 50 questions. I think it will remain same. So does the education gap of at least a year creates a problem during admissions? Not at all. As long as your interview is okay, it does not matter. Okay. So now comes the very big questions at that. Okay, as the one person also mentioned, 19 days. What we can do in 19 days? Okay. So let me open a very quick plan for you in 19 days. What can actually be achieved? Okay. And what exactly is required from you people if you want to qualify the exam in actually 19 days? So let me share my screen to show you this. So yeah, so wait a second. Let me share my screen. So if this is the screen I'm sharing. So can you all see the latest screen, different screen or no? Can you see the PDF file?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you look at it, I started the Just course, which is one of its own course. So no other institute is giving, because it's very hard to come up with this kind of situation. But what is happening in this situation is that I started that on the 5th February. Why 5th February? Because the GATE exam get over on 5th February. So I started on 5th February, and in first week I covered basically these 3 or 4 topics. I'm still on this topic. So basic of electronics, polarization, basics of quantum mechanics, and spin. Why I covered these 4 topics only? Why didn't I focused on any one subject? I could have done that. Like, okay, let's start with mathematical physics. This is how any traditional course is built. Okay, let's start with the basic mathematics. No, I started with basic electronics, and then I went on to do polarization. Then I went on to do basic quantum mechanics. Then I went on to do spin and angular momentum operators. So this mismatch I'm doing. The reason being because these are the important topics for the Jest. If you see basic of electronics in last 10 years, every year one question is coming, and it is giving you means 9 mark of question. So every year this is coming. Polarization from last 3 years, every year 2 questions are coming, right? And polarization of Jest is little bit different than polarization of the JAM. Okay, then basics of quantum mechanics, every year 2 to 3 questions are there in basics of quantum mechanics, right? Spin and angular momentum, it's a topic which not even MSc student are very good at. This is giving at least 1 to 2 questions every year. So that is why you see in just 4 topics I'm covering 8 questions at least, 7 to 8 questions. And the very basic idea for that is that student study that portion which is going to give a more marks. But you are already late because your JAM exam just over, so you have not covered this much. So in this week, what is going to happen? And that is a very good strategy for you guys. If you look at this syllabus you are aware of, right? So you know what is electrostatics, you know what is, maybe you are not aware of image and multipole, but you know electric dipole, you know EM waves, you know digital electronics, perturbation theory you are new about. So every week if you go and cover on these subjects, every week 8 to 9 topics are there. Some of the topics are similar to JAM, some of the topics are not similar to JAM. But if you cover these 8 to 9 topics every week, in third week, if you cover these 7 topics, and in the last fourth week, which is basically this one, 26th February to 1 March, which is not even a completely a week, if you cover these topics, then there is a good chances that your more than 70% syllabus gets covered. So if you have to cover a huge topic in just one day, that is not just possible, right? I'm telling you that do perturbation also, central also, Lagrangian Hamiltonian also, basic mechanics also, all of this in 1 week. And you might be thinking, sir, how is it possible that I have never seen these concepts before? So how can I cover this much syllabus in just 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, or 1 week, right? So first answer is very clear. Yes, okay. If you want to qualify, one idea is there that you have to study 6 to 7 hours per day. Because if you are not giving that much time, and 6 to 7 hours does not mean that you're sitting for 6 to 7. It means a very efficient study of 6 to 7 hours is needed. A very well focused study of 6. Now you are sitting and you are watching the video on YouTube that what is the benefit of Jest, or what is this, what is going to be a cutoff for IIT JAM. Then sorry to say, you are wasting your time. You can do all of these things after your Jest exam is done. Right now what is required actually is that you give a very dedicated effort of 6 to 7 hours every day. But once you are willing to do that, then I can help, otherwise I cannot help. So what is my strategy? What is this plan to cover a topic in a very short duration? So let me now again change my screen, and let me share you one more thing now, which is actually going to teach you that how you can actually come up with the plan. Okay, so give me a second, let me share that screen. That will actually teach you how to cover this list. I will share that which topics you should cover, and many of the topics you will see are very different from the topics you have done actually. So let me take you to my website. Can you see my website on your screen? This is a very basic website, not a very advanced website. So you can see this basic website, and in this website, if you go to courses, first of all, I'm not trying to sell the course, but I'm going to give you that even if you're planning for self-study, how you can build your strategy for the course, or you for your Jest preparation. Okay, so we are not going to, let's just not buy now, just enroll for free. Okay, so I just want to take a demo, so just enroll for free. So I am logging in with my email. Okay, so you can log in as well. So there is a course name as Just 2024. Log in the free enroll. Okay, not a problem. And just give a second, let it load. Okay, is it okay? Is it entering? Let me log in here. Let me log in with my website here. So I'm logging in with my website. I think internet bandwidth is getting split up, so it is taking some time. Okay. So access course. So let's access the course. Okay. So in this course, you are seeing something very beautiful, which is a very well strategy. So basically, you're seeing 4 or 5 sections here. Number 1 section which you are seeing is analyze. Are you able to see this analyze section here? Analyze.
Yes, sir.
Then you can see learn section, then you can see practice session, and then you can see test session. So this is basically the 4 steps for any examination. This is not just for Jest, but these are the 4 steps for any examination. So what is analyze section? So let's say you start preparing today and you enter into the analyze section, and then you see that okay, there is a topic for each. So first topic is basic electronic circuit. So if I click on this PDF is opening. So what is there in this PDF? So this is basically previous year questions of basic electronic circuits. And it is clearly mentioned that these are the subtopics, that in this PDF, you are going to get these 5 subtopics, because that's all which has been ever asked in the Jest exam. And then you see, okay, these are the kind of questions which are basically asked in your actual Jest exam. And if you see, these basic electronics questions are very different from the kind of questions you are doing in JAM. JAM do not ask this kind of basic electronics question. Basic electronics is also there in JAM syllabus, but the questions are different. Okay, So then you see, okay, oh, okay, good. In the so you can see up to 2012, I have covered the previous year questions. So starting from 2023 and going till 2012. So these are the overall papers which are available to us. So this PDF does not mean that you have to start solving immediately. This is just to give you an analysis that, okay, this is my analysis. Afterwards, you will see that there is a solution also available for this. And you can see that solutions that, okay, these questions have this solution. So if you load that, you will get a PDF of this, right? So now this saves your time. This saves almost all your time. So this is the solutions. Now you cannot understand solution just by looking at it. So if you go to the class records here, you can clearly see I took one class in which I explained, you can see basic of electronics problem discussion. So in this lecture, I actually explained that how to cover those Jest questions, how I explained all the entire solutions of that. So you can just view recording here. So if you view recording, you can clearly see I have explained the solutions of my Jest here. Okay. So this is what happens. Okay. So let me stop myself. Okay. Here. Then comes the next topic. Then you see polarization. And then in the same manner, you are keep on seeing the previous year topics. It is basically topic wise. This course is not subject wise. First, we will study quantum, then we will study electronics, then we will study. So it is basically picking the most important topics from each subject. But this is just an analysis. How do we learn this? So then you start and go to the learn section. In the learn section, you see there is a topic 1, which is basic electronic circuits. Now in this, you can see these are the lectures you have to watch. So first lecture is capacitor lecture. So you have to watch the capacitor lecture. Then you can see the capacitor class slides. Then capacitor lecture 2, because many questions were from the capacitor. If you give a good look at those questions, you saw that there were many questions on capacitors. So you need the very, very brief knowledge of capacitor. So just in 2 lectures, your capacitor topic is going to be done, right? Then comes RLC circuits, then comes AC circuits, right? So all of this you can see. Let me, why it is not, okay. So I think internet is little weak, but these are all the topics. So this is your video, this is your PDF, again video, again PDF, RLC circuits. So some questions were from the RLC circuits, so you need RLC circuits. Then some questions were from the AC circuits, so you need AC circuits. And then your basic electronics topic is done. So you only need this much stuff to complete your basic electronics. Then comes the second topic, which is polarization, right? Then polarization, you need superposition of oscillations, which is also the topic of JAM. Then you need polarization lecture 1, then you need polarization lecture 2. Then we come to the third topic, which is basically basics of quantum mechanics. And in that basic of quantum mechanics, I have almost taken 5 lectures, which are basically for all the students who do not have any idea about Dirac notation, matrix representation, all of that. So whatever you need for your Just requirements, these lectures covers that. Okay. And now we are on the electromagnetic section. So you can see that I have put the electromagnetic lectures in the separate section. So you can see all these electromagnetic lectures, flux and Gauss law. So in that part, I have also given what should be the most important lectures you should watch. Rather than watching all the lectures, what is the most important electromagnetism lectures you should watch. So first step is that you analyze your previous year questions by looking at the PDF. Second step is that you actually go on and learn that topic. And then the third is that you do the practice. In the practice, you can see there is an assignment. There is an assignment for basic electronic circuit. There is an assignment for polarization. There is an assignment for basics of quantum mechanics practice. And then when you are done with all of this, in the end of every week, there is a quiz. So quiz 1 happened last Sunday, which was yesterday. So this happened last Sunday. So for you, once you join, this will happen on next Sunday. So you can give this test anytime, not just Sunday, you can give this quiz anytime. So then you give this quiz. So this quiz will contain all the topics which were covered in first week. Then week 2 quiz will cover all the topics which were covered in second week. So this will happen on the next Sunday, right? So overall, what is happening here is that you are getting 4-step preparation. Analyzing, in which all the previous year are getting covered. Learn, in which you are getting the video lectures and notes which are precise, not like it's a long lectures and I'm just giving you derivations. It's very precise lectures which are only focusing on the part you need to know, and also on the basics, so that you actually understand the basics. And third, now you are done. Now practice. And the best part of these assignments are that these questions are exactly similar to the questions which are of Jest, right? So if you have seen the PYQs, you might have seen that very similar questions were there, right? What do you say? If you have seen PYQ, don't you think that these questions are very similar to the PYQ I showed you? A capacitor, this resistor circuit was there, right? In this resistor and RC circuit was combined there.
Yes,
And then
sir.
in the end, you can also see there are solutions. So for some of the assignments, I have given the solution. For some of the assignments, I'm asking students to send the doubts in the group, and I'm taking live session. Next live session is just after this class, which is on the electromagnetism. Okay. So where do you see your live classes? So your live classes are being there, and what is happening in live classes? So in live classes, what happens is that you study, you learn, you everything you do, but also we meet at least 4 to 5 times a week in the evening, and in those classes we cover PYQs. I explain PYQs that okay, this is what happened, and then whatever doubt student have, we, if time is there, we explain that also. But main idea is that at least I give them a perspective about the PYQ, detailed solution about the PYQ, not just the okay, you can do this like this, but where is the origin of this question? If you are basically RC circuit you are doing, then what is the concepts to be done here? If you are doing the electromagnetism, what are the topics you should be well aware about that if you want to do this question? So in live sessions, that is happening. So live sessions are being recorded and you can see them in the class records. So last week 4 classes happened, one of them got cancelled, and four classes happened. You can see the live recording of those classes. Even if you miss the class, you can see the recording. So basically 5 things: analyze, learn, practice, and test. And then also there is a live course. Now it is very, very difficult to maintain the consistency over a period of, let's say, 19 days. Now you are saying just 19 days. But when I will ask you that can you give me 6 to 7 hours for 19 days, then you will say 19 days is a lot of time. No break, no Sunday, no Saturday, no holiday, no going out with friends, no watching Netflix, no watching YouTube, no watching Instagram for next 19 days, and giving 7 to 8 hours a day is, then 19 days is very big time. Then you say that okay, 19 days is impossible to cover. So if you're starting your Jest preparation today, the very first thing I will tell, or I will advise my BSc students, is that start from the very first topic, which is basic electronics, and make a commitment that every day I will complete one topic. Okay. And if the topic is small, I will even cover 2 topics, and daily you are going to get a goal in your BSc group, that okay, so once you join, you are also added to the separate group in which you get a daily goals as well. That today is your goal. Usually I send that message in late in the night, 3 a.m. so that whenever you wake up to that goal. Okay. So more or less, I'm trying to maintain that 4 to 5 big topics cover every week. And in the next week, you also saw that the number of topics which we are going to cover. So in that manner, you will cover the BSc, MSc topics which are not in BSc syllabus. So what will happen with them? So if you are covering those topics which are actually not in the syllabus of BSc, then you are ahead of your competition. Because when your competition will come and give the exam, they are not good in basics in quantum mechanics. They are not good in perturbation theory. Not because it was very difficult, but because it was not the part of JAM syllabus. It was not the part of their BSc syllabus. So that gives you an advantage because those questions are going to be easy. So if you know even the basics of those topics, at least out of 10, you can do 4, 5, 6 questions, and that will give you a much more marks in an exam. So you are beating your competition by doing those MSc level topics as well, because you know the top paper is going to come same. For MSc students also paper is same, for BSc student also paper is same. So by doing that syllabus, it gives you an additional advantage. Okay. And second of all, this will basically, even if you are not able to cover 100% of course content, but you are just covering 50 to 70%, let's say I put 100 videos and you are only able to solve 50 to 70, still you are much above the cutoff. You are still under 200 rank. But if you look at all the videos, then you are under 100 rank, right? So then if you are actually not just looking, but you are also understanding, then you are under 100. But if you watch 50 to 70% of it, you are still above the cutoff, but not under 100. So more time you give up on. So whenever students ask me that, sir, it is possible to cover the syllabus in this Yes, it is. From my side, it is possible. Can you give 6 to 7 hours every day? That is also one of the idea. Okay. Now, that is anything. Anyone wants to ask any question, I am open to it. Anything about Jest, because I have qualified my Jest exam 2 times. One with 87 rank and one with 132 rank. Yes. So I can guide you well for Jest if you have any questions about the Jest.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Like this thing was started in 5th February or something, and right now, like, until quantum mechanics is finished, and today you are going to do electromagnetism. My question is, what about those who have leftovers, sir? So, like, you are going
so
to
that
get
is what I'm saying. You don't have to worry about electromagnetism right now. Start with the topic number 1.
Yes, sir. But what about the daily assignments, sir? Like those.
Yeah, so your daily assignments will be based on the basic electronics, not on the base of electromagnetism.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Join the live classes, ask your doubt about basic mechanics, whatever you are getting. Your doubts will also be solved.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
How many marks for under 50? For under 50 rank, you basically need the marks of hardly, if you are integrated PhD, then you need 35 to 36 marks. If you are PhD, then you need 42 marks.
Sir, but currently it will be multiplied to 3, right, sir? 35 multiplied by 3.
Percentage. Yes.
Yes.
I am telling this percentage. Yes. Multiplied by 3. Yes. Because it's now 300 marks. Anything else, anyone? Will this year exam pattern I see? Okay, this I covered. Interview के लिए कितना time मिलता है, sir? So you get a roughly 1.5 months for interview preparation after your exam. So once your exam is done, you again have to give an interview, which roughly takes time. Should I skip classes and cover Dirac notations, classical mechanics, electronics, and statmatics? How should I plan? If you can understand everything on your own, then you can skip. But I can suggest you one thing, that watching the lectures will save a lot of your time. Yeah, it will need time once, but once you sit down and make the notes out of it, then it will save a lot of it. If you are already good in it, you have watched the lectures, then it's fine. Then you can just read the notes. Sir, will you be live after this class? Yes, I will be live after this class for lecture. Yes, this will be available to watch online afterwards. Please add me on the WhatsApp group. I have enrolled it. So you have enrolled just today. It roughly takes 24 hours to get you added. Your view will be added to Telegram channel if you have already joined the course. So if I want to start now, I will first watch electronics from learn section and then analyze PYQ, watch the live class recording and so on. Yes, Shafi, you are right. So first you will learn, then you will do the analyze, then you can watch the live class recording, and all of that you have to do in one day. सर मैं जैम के लिए ऑप्टिक्स स्किप किया था, जिसमें ऑप्टिक्स का वेटेज कितना रहता है, शुड आई स्टडी ऑप्टिक्स? सो एवरी ईयर दे आर आस्किंग 2 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम ऑप्टिक्स, 2 to 3, even roughly 3 questions from optics. Even more, last year they asked 4, so 3 to 4 questions. Yeah, you should skip university classes. Yes, Dikshit, it's, I think, for next many days, if you can skip, it will be very, very beneficial if you can skip that. Sir, is this available for those who have joined Just course already? Is it separate? No. If you are already the part of my course, Jam Just, then this is already part, right? So it's already the part, right? Fine. Anything else? No. Daily 6 hours का lecture नहीं होता है. Lecture is basically recorded and it is being sent. Okay. So daily is roughly 1.5 hour. Okay. Anything else? So if I have to choose the 3 most important topics, then I would choose that it is quantum mechanics. Then it would come out to be, after quantum mechanics, they are asking the maximum number of questions from subject wise. If I look at it, they are asking a lot of questions from classical mechanics, and then they are also asking a lot of questions from stat math. Yeah, MSc student. And for MSc student, it started from 5th sub. Now I'm taking this session for BSc student because now BSc student got free and they were asking me to take one session. Okay, fine. So let me stop my sharing screen. Yeah, okay. You don't have to give any number. You will be automatically added. You don't have to give anything. Great. I'm good. It's good that you are able to understand the class.